SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
You are doing the Coming of Isha Nelson One, your number one celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People Television, VOP. Stay tuned.
Uyo Sarate is my name. I am a friend of the microphone, Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging, picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on your channel. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV, live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
In a world where power shifts with every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Join Moses, Chukuma, and Fina on Voice of the People TM. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before. Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I. From social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count. In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get dry. Hunger no
and scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television. Don't just react, understand.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing, from breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV, channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
Mr. Familoni, and here is to VOP TV. Keep watching, stay tuned, do not touch that dial.
My name is Made Kuti and you're watching VOP TV. Keep watching.
Welcome, my name is Zika Davis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, everybody, boys and girls. This is VOP TV. Do you know what that means? Voice of the People TV. You don't have a voice, don't come here. You better make sure your voice is heard.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People Television, where your health has a voice.
Welcome, guys. The show is Hashtags right here on VOP TV. My name is Vivian Uguche, and this is where we're going to tell you all things trending and all things topical. So, I'm not flying solo, I can tell you that. But before my co-anchor introduces himself, if this is your first time here, accept a very warm welcome from us. On that note, meet Ikechukwu. Hello, sir.
Good evening, Vivian. Good evening, sir. Yes, it's another exciting episode on Hashtag Ikechukwu Ago. Before I forget. Because you really look at me.
All right, guys. So, you were going to say something?
No. Just steady the ship as usual. Let's go.
Yes, let's go, guys. Our very first hashtag today is from LP to ADC, and it's all about Peter Obi as well as his colleague Nasir El-Rufai. So you do know that former Kaduna State Governor, former FCT Minister, former APC member is now officially ADC member, talking about Nasir El-Rufai. So it was all over the net yesterday, him officially registering with the ADC, the major coalition party, shortly after former Vice President Atiku Abubakar also officially registered in his Adama hometown. So this is what's got people talking online today, right? El-Rufai name dropping. Whose name is he dropping? Peter Obi. So he started his comments by saying that himself and Peter Obi had taken permission from the ADC to allow them remain in their respective parties until the by-elections were done and dusted. So he said now that they've finished that, he has actually become a member of the ADC, and the next person is going to be Peter Obi. That's what's got people talking right now. So I have a post that's going to lead us up to the video, audio of Nasir El-Rufai that you're going to be listening in a short while. So let's do it. It is hashtag from LP to ADC. Right? Chuk says, Mr. Peter Obi and I pleaded with the ADC coalition to allow us conclude the pending by-elections before officially joining the ADC. Now that the elections are over, we have no reason to remain in the SDP or Labour Party. The same way we removed PDP in 2015 is how we will remove this incompetent APC in 2027, end of quote. And that is El-Rufai as he officially joins the ADC. Take a listen.
Mr. Peter Obi and I requested the indulgence of the coalition to allow us to remain in our respective parties until the conclusion of these by-elections and out-of-season elections. I'm happy to announce that as at last week, all these elections have been concluded, and for that reason, we have no reason any longer to remain in the SDP or the Labour Party. By the grace of God, along with other partners, we are going to repeat what we did in 2015 when we got rid of the incompetent, thieving, stealing, and corrupt PDP administration. The current government in Kaduna State is led by people that have no name, no address, no surname to protect, and therefore they think the purpose of being in government.
Nasir El-Rufai there, like I said earlier on, former FCT minister and former governor of Kaduna State, who came down hard on his successor, Ubasani. You heard him saying the government in Kaduna State does not have an address and does not have a name and all of that. But hey, that's not what we're focusing on. Focusing on him name-dropping Peter Obi.
I mean, it's expected. A lot of persons actually expected Peter Obi to have announced even before December. But of course...
before December? We are still, this is not yet December.
I mean, well, maybe he has to do it before December. But with the way it's going, maybe it's anyhow. But let me even say...
But it looks like it's coming.
Before the end of 2025.
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of persons are expecting to actually hear from Peter Obi, officially dropping the LP for the ADC. The storm is beginning to gather. Atiku Abubakar officially, I think a couple of weeks ago, officially,
Not a couple of weeks. I think it's just about a week ago.
Was it on Monday?
Yeah, I think it's just on days ago.
So Atiku Abubakar officially, and then, we're looking at El-Rufai, now Peter Obi, the big boys coming. And trust me, by mid next year, you get to start seeing, politicians, even senators cross-carpeting, when they start noticing, okay, this is most likely where the mood is going to swing, come 27, maybe the APC might no longer stand a chance at that time. You start seeing them, trade. Even the ones who have defected as governors will now start, okay, you know what, I'm not going to defect, but I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you that.
So horse trading was called.
Exactly, it's going to happen. So if Peter Obi joins now, of course, a lot of persons will also follow him. As Atiku joined, his loyalists will definitely follow. El-Rufai also is loyalists will follow. So it's going to be an interesting 2027.
You know the thing about El-Rufai? He's a man that really thinks before he speaks.
Yeah.
For him to start that statement the way he started it, he was very intentional. He was just speaking to Peter Obi's base to say, you guys chill, PO is coming and all of that. But let's see how netizens are reacting or responding to this particular statement that El-Rufai just pushed out on social media. We go back to X now. So May says the 2027 game is officially on. El-Rufai's official jump to the ADC, citing the need to repeat the 2015 opposition merger, confirms two things. The goal is a unified front. El-Rufai, Obi, Atiku talks. And two, the ADC is the chosen vehicle. The opposition is consolidating. Now, can they hold it together? $1 million question.
Right.
Let's dissect this statement a little bit, right, Ikechukwu? May says that the same thing that happened in 2015 is what's going to happen in 2027. You don't know what happened in 2015,
Absolutely,
right?
the merger.
El-Rufai was one of the
key players.
Yeah, major player
yeah.
that ensured that a major party came up and unseated the incumbent.
Again, that very big question, the May asked, I don't know if it's a he or a she. That
May sounds female.
Well,
yeah,
it could be. That, can they actually hold it together? I think from where I stand, I think I want to believe that they've actually resolved, what could be the issue. If the Obi has agreed to actually join and took us, taking a ticket to become official member of the party, it means that they've agreed that, you know what, let's just take it to the primaries. Whoever wins, we're going to back you. Because Peter Obi actually came out with just 4 years. And if that would have been agreed upon, I don't see a reason why they will have to still, you know, do all of this. But let's wait. It still boils down to the fact that pick the ticket, then we can now agree that you can just go 4 years. There might not be primaries. But it's a lot. But for me, agreeing to actually be part of the party, if Peter Obi eventually announced as, you know, El-Rufai said, then trust me, it's going to be an interesting time too.
Yeah, because all the hints El-Rufai is dropping here is that Peter Obi is going to announce soon. Now, this is what I call crossing the Rubicon. Once Peter Obi announces and he officially joins the ADC, that's it, right? It's over. Now, I'm thinking, is he going to do a repeat of what he did when he didn't work between himself and Atiku? Yes, but you remember? Is he, if he loses or if he contests the primary and he loses, is he still going to leave and go to the ZLP like you've been predicting? Because you keep talking about the ZLP being, you know, his trump card.
So the chances are there. But I want to believe that, you know, with the way it stands now,
doesn't look like that's going to happen.
It doesn't look like that, because if Peter Obi is actually going into this particular merger with the way it is now, I want to believe that they've all agreed, let's throw it to the... But the biggest question is not about who is going to get the card now.
What's
the biggest question is Peter Obi fan base going to actually support anybody outside Peter Obi? That's where the issue is right now.
Because remember what Aisha Yusufu has been saying, it must be Peter Obi or nobody, though she's been quiet.
Yes, because a lot of persons, right, apart from, you know, the Aisha Yusufu that are quite influential in the Peter Obi's cabinet, I want to use that word, but kitchen cabinet. Okay. I mean, people who are very much
like jumping the gun, right?
Very much in the obedient movement. That's what I meant. Okay. So, but apart from the likes of El-Rufai, the average Nigerian, the ordinary Nigerians, I think there's this distrust between, you know, these political elites that's always been there and them. If they see an article holding a ticket, you're gonna be like. But at this point, I think Nigerians just want to see the APC gone. And that's where maybe a lot of people will be like, okay, if it's going to be that, if Peter Obi is there, let's see what is going to happen. But I want to believe, at the end of the day, Peter Obi is most likely going to be part of the ticket.
But you might be surprised that some netizens, their sentiments are not just what you just said.
Okay.
So let's go back to X now, as we're going to take a look at the responses to hashtag from LP to ADC. Shall we? Let's do it. Thank you. King Wings says, El-Rufai joining ADC and aligning with Peter Obi is the clearest sign yet that 2027 will not be business as usual. If the same coalition that stopped PDP in 2015 is coming back to remove APC in 2027, then the ruling party should be very worried. Nigerians are tired and the political realignment has officially begun, which is exactly what you said. Agu says, Agu says him calling Peter Obi's name is low-key a public challenge for Peter Obi to take the big step and discharge Labour Party and join ADC. And Tara says the problem isn't parties anymore, it's the same politicians recycling themselves. So Tara is not, she's indifferent. Yeah. If you were in the US, that's the kind of person you call an indifferent voter. You know? But I saw you nodding your head.
I mean, that's most like the position a lot of Nigerians will be having now until they see who is going to actually hold the ADC card, where a lot of persons are actually expecting, I'm talking about the obedience camp now, expecting that it's Peter Obi or no one else. So, but I think the best bet here, from where I stand, is that Peter Obi is most likely going to be on that particular ticket, either as a president or as a vice president. And I don't know if the obedience will definitely still see Obi as the vice president as a good, ticket or a good option for them to still jump on compared to, the APC. But it's going to be a long time.
The key phrase, you just said is most likely, because there's a possibility that it might just not happen. But hey, we are keeping our fingers crossed.
It's going to be difficult not to have Peter Obi on that ticket.
Well, let's see how it plays out, right? We move on now to the next hashtag, which is hashtag Nigerians. So a member of the National Assembly, the Green Chamber, I'm talking about the House of Representatives, is blowing hot. Like, they say people will blow hot and cold. In this case, he's just blowing hot. He's saying, he was telling his colleagues in the National Assembly, do not think you are safe. That he said, people should not even fear the bandits or the kidnappers or Boko Haram. Fear Nigerians, because soon, and he said, it's almost time that Nigerians are going to take their own destiny in their hands, because it is apparent the people are not happy with their leaders anymore. So who said it? Curiosity. kill the cat. That's why I said, hey, but nobody's dying right now. Let's go to X now so you find out who's saying this particular thing. And we have an audio, a video really, to go with it, shall we? Hashtag Nigerians. Thank you. Ozon Dizo Ozo says, do not hope, Mr. Speaker, that any member of the National Assembly is safe to move, not by bandit, not by Boko Haram, by the people that elected you and I. Time will come, if action is not taken, that Nigerians will take their destinies in their own hands. Who said it? Honorable Yusuf Adamu Gadge. Very vocal as usual. Take a listen.
This is unacceptable, Mr. Speaker. We must stand up and find a way of bringing this issue of insecurity to order. Otherwise, you and I is not safe. No matter how Nigerians respect us, we are moving to a level that Nigerians will fight us the way they fight criminals and the way they fight Boko Haram. Until the right thing is done by us here, until we speak for the Nigerian people, until we draw line, until we tell government what we are supposed to tell government, and until government respond by action, not by media statement or press statement. Do not hope, Mr. Speaker, that any member of the National Assembly is safe to move, not by bandit, not by Boko Haram, by the people that elected you and I. Time will come, if action is not taken, that Nigerians will take their destinies in their own.
Yeah, I mean, with him doing his hand like this, is just his expression, you know, everything matches his words and all of that. I think this should also be hashtag Nigerians will take their destiny in their hands. But some netizens are saying which Nigerians, the Nigerian youths that are not even, you know, Jim and all. But hey, it's a mixed grill, right, on X as Nigerians are responding to this particular hashtag and the outburst by Honorable Gagdi. So let's take a look, at how netizens are reacting. So Okpia says, if Nigerians weren't docile, that time was yesterday. This isn't me endorsing violence or barbarism, but genuinely, Nigerian politicians deserve the era of stoning them in public places with iced water and sachet water for non-performance. So he's saying it's water, he's advocating for them to be stoned with water, nothing else. Nelly to the max says, the same Nigerians that tolerate everything. And then he says, nah, you're all safe to carry on. More. So Uncle Uchechukwu says, Nigerian youths don't move like that, sadly. Francisco Brainiac says, we are almost there already. Babs of Lagos says, Unagu Hieram. Bola Bills Brand says, na now day just the break. So it's for and against. Some are thinking no, Nigerians are not going to do nothing. But some are saying, na now day just the break, that Nigerians are coming. What's your take there?
Well, it's for me, it's actually a mix of both. You know, I've once said that Nigerians don't have the fight in us.
Yeah.
We never struggled for independence. So that's kind of always put us back. We are very slow to react to things that are really hurting us. But again, right, I also know that there's a level you push a man to, when the man gets to that particular point where it seems like there's no going back, the person has to come out. Truly, I was even having this conversation with someone earlier today that with the way these terrorists are going about abducting and, you know, killing people, kidnapping people, you know, ransacking communities, time will come, Nigerians will go into the bush and look for them themselves. I'm not even talking about the legislators I'm talking about those people, you know, Nigerians will go after them themselves. And then if, the security operative comes in and say, hey, you don't have to do this, don't have to carry it's going to definitely be Nigerians against the security operatives. Because at that point, Nigerians would have lost it. And definitely, if things is not actually checked, it's definitely going to get to that point because people want their own safety. And if the state cannot guarantee it, the people will go all out to actually do it. And if the state comes in, then of course they will have to see the state as an enemy. I just hope it doesn't get to that. But you know, with the way you know these things keep piling up, it's a lot. People, their loved ones, their sisters, their mothers, their fathers. I mean, children turning orphans. You know, these things are actually quite a lot for people to actually take it.
It looks like the representatives themselves are speaking up now. Just yesterday, we saw Senator Seriaki Dixon, former governor of Bayelsa State, who's also a senator right now, a sitting senator. he was telling his colleagues, and then he came to X to tell Nigerians that this is what he told his colleagues in the, during plenary in the Red Chamber, that stop the commendation, start telling President Tinubu the truth. That was what he was saying. What truth about insecurity? That it's not safe and Nigerians need things to turn around. Yeah, so it looks like the lawmakers themselves are speaking up. And we just saw another House of Reps member speak up today. Yeah. So let's see how this one continues to unfold. We'll keep it posted as usual. The next hashtag is hashtag Jonathan, but there's something in bracket, the whole story, right? Hashtag Jonathan, the whole story. So just yesterday, in fact, yesterday evening, former President Jonathan touched down in Abuja after he was trapped in Guinea-Bissau for some hours. You know, a coup happened in Guinea-Bissau after a hotly contested election. Former President Jonathan, Goodluck Jonathan, was there to observe, right? So himself and the delegation that he was part of were trapped, but thank God they are back home now. But there's a story unfolding, right? According to Trending Explained, they said Cote d'Ivoire was the one that evacuated Jonathan from Guinea-Bissau and not Nigeria. Why? Because they said Nigeria was a bit too slow. But there are reactions to that. Some people are saying, Jonathan said something. Oh, of course, Jonathan said something. We are going to be playing that audio for you in a short while. But first, let me take you to X so you see what Trending Explained is saying, and then we'll see how netizens are responding to that hashtag. Shall we? Yeah, thank you. Trending Explained says, according to sources, the Nigerian government was lackadaisical, slow, and without diplomatic coordination in the extraction of trapped ex-president Goodluck Jonathan from Guinea-Bissau. So Ivory Coast government immediately pulled contacts and moved him out with its presidential jet, as seen in the images. So there are actually images to verify that. And then Trending Explained goes on to say the soldiers escorting the ex-president were not Guinean soldiers, but ECOMOG soldiers facilitated by the Ivorian government. As the Nigerian government left the crucial extraction of his former president to mere presidential aides, and by the time Nigeria successfully coordinated themselves, the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire already concluded the extraction. In essence, the Nigerian government weren't really involved in extracting its former president trapped abroad in a military coup. Now, Trending Explained did well to tell us that a source told the news. So, how are netizens reacting? Let's see. So, Lord Foster says, the whole incident just exposes the tragic irony of Nigeria's leadership. Everyone claims a giant of Africa, yet another country had to show us how to rescue our own former president. This government behaves like a landlord whose house is on fire but is still looking for the gate key. Ivory Coast didn't wait for committees, spokesman, or WhatsApp approvals. They acted. Meanwhile, Abuja was probably drafting a memo, forwarding it for vetting, and forming a delegation. By the time the machine finally whizzed to life, the job was already done by its outsiders. By outsiders, I beg your pardon. If Nigeria cannot honor or protect someone who once sat at Aso Rock, imagine what's the place on average citizens. Security, diplomacy, prestige, all outsourced. Governance here has become performance art. Loud announcements, zero competence. This is the kind of global embarrassment that doesn't need enemies. The government sabotages itself effortlessly. There's another one. Let's take a look at it. So AO Captain says, if ECOMOG soldiers were the ones escorting Jonathan, then it wasn't an Ivorian solo mission. It was regional coordination. You know, ECOMOG actually...
Yeah, it's actually an ECOWAS thing.
An ECOWAS thing. It was regional coordination, AO says, which means ECOWAS was already involved and member states were working together. That alone contradicts the claim that Nigeria did nothing, because ECOWAS moves only when multiple governments activate the process. You can spin it as slow or noisy, but the idea that Ivory Coast acted alone while Nigeria was sleeping isn't supported by the basic facts of how ECOWAS deployments work. The next one. So Dr. Vincent says, this reporting is not fair. Nigerian officials were not lackadaisical. They were probably still considering whether to use at Fly Airpeace or at Ibom Airlines, the aircraft to evacuate our former president before the Ivorians jumped the gun. Who cares about diplomacy and national image? And Chibi just says, if they could treat a former president like this, imagine what they'll do with you if you got stranded in a foreign country. Oh, I forgot, they were waiting for the owner of Airpeace to coordinate the extraction for them as usual. And then he ends by saying, what's a disgrace? We have visuals of former President Goodluck Jonathan touching down in Abuja yesterday. Can we have that? Now, Chudi talks about what will happen to foreigners or Nigerians stranded in a foreign country. We've had cases of, can we have the visual of former President Goodluck Jonathan touching down in Abuja? The visual of former President Goodluck Jonathan. All right, looks like we can get it. So there have been Nigerians who were trapped in Libya and other countries who were evacuated.
Yeah.
Right, and we've had Nigerians evacuated before.
Libya, we had in Sudan when the issue happened, and it was Airpeace that actually, even in South Africa when the xenophobia incident was actually, I think the last time it happened was around 2019 or thereabout, and Airpeace also came to rescue for Nigerians. So yes, I mean, it has always happened like that. But the case of this Jonathan's case, I think as much as I understand how slow this Nigerian government can be, but then I also want to look at the place of ECOWAS in all of this. I mean, ECOWAS is a regional thing, and sometimes you don't even have to wait for you to actually get this sort of the ECOWAS will not have to wait for the country in question to actually act.
In this case, Nigeria.
I mean, Jonathan is not just the Nigerian former president. He's actually an African president. He's well respected. So
he's an international figure.
Yeah, so he can't be in a place like that, and then Africa will not actually rise up for him. Yeah. So I kind of understand that part, right? Even if Nigerian government wants to actually act as quick as they want to, if ECOWAS jumps in, Nigerian government will have to take back foot and then be part of it. But the ECOWAS will definitely do it, and that's what will happen. For me, whether the APC government actually acted right or not, the most important thing is the former president is safe.
He's safe.
And that's where I want to leave it.
And then we have him, right? There's an audio of him talking, and he was saying thank you to his president, and he actually called President Bola Tinubu's name, and then President Ouattara of Cote d'Ivoire. He talked about it. We have that audio. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a listen.
And I sincerely appreciate Nigerians. And I want them to hear directly from my mouth to appreciate their concern. And secondly, to thank my president, President Tinubu, and the Ivorian president, President Ouattara. Both presidents were to send aircraft to lift us, but somehow, Cote d'Ivoire is closer to Guinea-Bissau, and there's always some relationship between Francophone countries and the Lusophones among the Francophones. They were able to penetrate their system to get landing permit first before Nigeria could do that. So the Ivorian aircraft was already on their way to pick us. So when we learned about the Nigerian aircraft about leaving, we asked them not to bother. That is why if you see the picture that was brought by an Ivorian aircraft. So we thank the two presidents, President Ouattara, President Tinubu, and indeed thank Nigerians young and old. For that. And specifically, what happened in Guinea-Bissau, I wouldn't call it a coup. It was not a coup.
That's a cliffhanger there. If you watch seasonal films like Game of Thrones and all of that, Prison Break and all, and something just happens and they leave you hanging, it's called a cliffhanger. That's what former President Goodluck Jonathan just said. It wasn't a coup. I mean, this is a well-televised thing, but if you continue to listen to that interview, there's a part where he said that it was the person who said he won the election that went on air to start, broadcasting that it was a coup when the generals hadn't even announced the coup. But this one we are going to pursue, right? But I saw your eyes pop up like this.
But we saw the soldiers actually making statements.
Yeah.
We saw the people who actually did the coup, saying,
that they are going to be in office for like a year.
I mean, they've taken over for further notice, rather. And I mean, they're going to actually ensure that, in fact, they actually imposed a curfew. They did impose a curfew that the day the incident happened, they imposed a curfew. And then they talk about how naturally how coup statement goes. that all foreign companies, you're safe, all foreigners, people working within the country, you're safe, and blah, 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 blah. So I don't know what he actually, I mean, he lived it, he lived the experience, so he saw it first. So I don't know where he's actually coming from.
We'll find out.
He's the same president that's still
That's why we're journalists, right? We're going to investigate this particular one and find out why former President Goodluck Jonathan is saying that it wasn't a coup, that what happened in Guinea-Bissau wasn't a coup. What does it mean? We'll keep you posted. Next hashtag now is hashtag Soludo. So Governor Soludo visited President Tinubu and he called him his friend, and you know, it was just a very warm post that he put up. Netizens sort of picked bones with some of the things he said. So I don't know, sermonize. Let me take you to X so you see the post that Governor Soludo put up himself, and then we'll take a look at the reactions. So Chukwuma Charles Soludo says, yesterday I paid a courtesy visit to my dear friend and brother of over 22 years, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, at the State House, Abuja. Mr. President received me with his usual warmth, a big smile, and open arms. He again personally congratulated me on the resounding mandate given to me by the good people of Anambra State in the just concluded governorship election, a victory he described as a testament to the trust and confidence in the Anambra have in our shared vision for a livable and prosperous homeland. I remain deeply grateful to Mr. President for his immediate congratulatory message on that historic day and for his continued goodwill and support for Anambra State. We are one Nigeria, and together with God on our side, we will build the Anambra and the Nigeria of our dreams. The concluding part of that will show us pictures of him in Aso Rock with the president, all smiles. Let's take a look at the next one. And that's it. May Anambra continue to win with the pictures of him, you know, in the villa. These are very colorful pictures there, if I must say so. So how are netizens responding? Let's take a look. So, at Kaz, OG says, so you didn't mention at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release to him? Guys, this is an appetizer. The next hashtag is appeal court, and it's all about Nnamdi Kanu. So Solomon Izu says, country, they go through a lot, una they smile. What's funny? Ifena says, just imagine it was Peter Obi who had said this. Some people would have held press interviews to deliberate on the comment as how he disrespected Jagaban. I don't know. I don't understand where this person is coming from. But I think what he's saying is that Charles Soludo is always pointing accusing fingers at Peter Obi, or maybe that's what he means.
No, I mean, the fact that he used my friend
and brother.
Yes.
Oh.
You know, instead of
Mr.
President. You know.
That's laughable. Yeah, but it's allowed, right?
Very allowed.
They're friends.
I mean.
But this is what Mood is saying. Prior to 2023 presidential election, there is no tweet, or there was no tweet of you being a brother or friend to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You can be original. Why did you say
Politics is about interest. And I mean, he won the governorship election, and that's what's most important to him at this point. So he went on to actually congratulate the president, whether the president did it actively or passively. I mean, he ensured that there was a smooth election process in Anambra State. And for him, it's a big win for him. And that's why he went to congratulate his friend. So let's await how much, because he said Anambra is for the president. So now it is time to actually return a favor to his friend come 2027. So that's exactly what he's saying. And I don't know why the other guy is saying it as a problem using the word friend. Of course, I understand also how the respect culture is a big thing here, in this part of the world. So I can understand why he actually is picking bones with the fact that he used that word. For me, there's nothing there.
That's a safe place to land on that particular one. Like I said earlier on, the next hashtag is hashtag appeal court. So the appeal court today, not too long ago, dismissed Nnamdi Kanu's suit, rights violation suit against the DSSDG and the AGF. The Punch has it, as well as another publication with an expanded version. So let me take you to X so you see how that hashtag is panning out. Hashtag appeal court. Let's do it. Punch newspaper says appeal court dismisses Nnamdi Kanu's rights violation suit against DSSDG and AGF. That would be the Director General of the DSS and the Attorney General of the Federation. The next post, Nigerian Story says, the Court of Appeal in Abuja has struck out the appeal by the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, who has been convicted of terrorism on the grounds that it lacked merit and had become academic. He's actually in Sokoto now, and he is serving a lifetime sentence.
Yeah.
So netizens are reacting. Let's take a look. Somto says, the Court of Appeal in Abuja has struck out Nnamdi Kanu's rights violation appeal, ruling that it lacked merit and had become academic, principally because the factual relief Kanu sought could no longer be granted after his conviction and remand. Put simply, the appeal asked the court to order that Kanu be produced or transferred to a particular facility, Kuje. At the hearing, the appellant's counsel confirmed Kanu was then being held in Sokoto prison. So the court found it could no longer make the relocation order sought. The core issue was therefore rendered academic. The panel, led by Justice Moses Ugo, also held the appeal had no arguable merit in law, given the changed circumstances. Once the main relief becomes incapable of being granted, the appeal becomes hypothetical and is properly struck out rather than litigated to the end. This procedural outcome does not resolve the underlying complaints about alleged rights violations. It simply means the Court of Appeal declined to decide them on the present record because the specific remedy sought was moot after conviction and remand. Those substantive complaints may need to be pursued in other forms or before other competent fora if any live issue remains. Somto just broke the whole thing down for us. More reactions, let's take a look at them. So Splendor says, Chai, justice don't land like thunder. Kanu thinks say him go use human rights play Ludo with Nigeria. And then he says, Court of Appeal don't tell him, Oga Packwell, this matter don't die since. There's another one. Let's take a look at it. So Okocha CFC says, appeal calls throughout Kanu's rights enforcement suit as academic post-conviction. The court deliberately avoided ruling on the merits, including the already established illegality of his 2021 abduction from Kenya, still binding, still unremedied. But this also does not sound like a ruling on an appeal on his conviction this November. So we wait. Now, take a look at that, the second to the last paragraph. That this does not sound like a ruling on an appeal on his conviction this November. But what impression are you getting, please?
So basically, it's saying that Nnamdi Kanu's rights, Nnamdi Kanu claimed that his rights was violated, right, is no longer,
Now, I'm not saying explain what the appeal court has as, the ruling.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
I think
where do you think the pendulum is going to swing the way it looks?
Okay, so I think it's in order, right? What the court actually did.
Yeah.
It's natural for what they did because at this point the case is dead.
Do you think eventually?
No, I understand. I understand. I get your question. Right. But now
the case is dead.
Yes, the case, because now he's a convict. Before now he wasn't
a convict.
Yeah, so
that's why it's called an academic.
Yeah, so for now, until something happens, they can revisit. But for now, that case is actually dead until his status as a person changes from being a criminal.
That is why the last respondent was saying that this is not an appeal on overturning his conviction.
No, the conviction is actually totally different, right?
I just wanted us to point that out.
Absolutely, totally different. So for the appeal, his appeal for, I think it's still hard about 83 days because it's 90 days from the day he was convicted. So he still has a lot of time to actually appeal. And then if he wins that appeal,
lawyers said they are going to appeal.
Oh, definitely they will. They will want to. It is normal. So if he wins the appeal, he can now go back to visit this particular case that has been rendered academic. That's exactly
absolutely. All right. On that note, we wrap up that particular hashtag. Last but not least, is this story we've been following, Burna Boy. It looks like, I don't know, things are really, really ending for the so-called African giant. Is that what he calls himself? So the Americans are canceling him. In a short while, he might be called a cancelled artist in America. Let me take you to X now so you see this post and you see how netizens are reacting to that particular one. Hashtag Burna Boy. So Chats Africa says Justin at Burna Boy has cancelled all his North American tour dates due to low ticket sales. Reactions. So I Occupy Nigeria. You remember I Occupy Nigeria? Yeah, the very versatile I Occupy Nigeria says, make we talk truth way dey front of everybody. No be say people no buy Bonner ticket. People buy. Now people cancel their own tickets. And why them go cancel? This na the United States, no be Nigeria, where celebrity fit talk anything and nothing will happen. For America, a person fit dey work 2 or 3 jobs just to survive. Them go pay premium money for front row seats because na their small enjoyment. Person come concert, make exhaustion hold them, maybe exhaustion hold them, maybe stress, maybe personal tragedy. We all know say the woman lose her baby daddy. Even if Bonner no know at that moment, common sense still there. You as visitor, as non-citizens, as non-citizen, as foreign act, you stand for stage, they chastise the same audience where they give you their hard-earned money. Why the people no go cancel you? Let's call him by his name, or let's call him by his name. There's a concluding part to that one now. Let's take a look. And then it says, no be our tour way them cancel. Now Bonner Boy them cancel. And this one supposed to be wake-up call for Nigerian artists. America no be Nigeria. You know if it talk anyhow, you know if it embarrass fans, you know if it act like people owe you worship. Audience for US get fickle attention and zero tolerance for disrespect. If you try them go move on without looking back. Simple. Gosh, this is almost it, but there are more reactions. So many, but I think I just picked a couple. Let's take a look at the next one. So Olarinwaju says, this could have been the perfect time to show solidarity as a Nigerian, but Bonner himself has shown nothing but contempt and disrespect towards Nigerians. So it looks like Alhaji Bonner, man, things are not looking up for him.
He once did it here in Nigeria, right?
Yeah, he did.
So he got away with it. So he felt...
Which is what I Occupy Nigeria.
Yeah, so he felt, come on, I'm Bonner, I can do it anywhere, and nothing's going to happen. Just imagine what would have happened if you had done it in the US and then nothing happened. Like, Bonner, man, this guy's got guts, this guy, they cannot do without him. People start, coming up with stories like, he's so talented, no matter how, terrible you are as a person, if you're talented, your talent will always make room for you.
But that's not it.
This is the US, where respect and rule of law reigns supreme. Nobody cares. And that is that they've seen good artists in their life and they'll continue to see it. Right? They have a society that produces, churn out good artists any day, anytime. In fact, you're moving there because you want to make more money than what you're making back home. That's exactly why you're moving there. And this is not just going to be an American thing. Trust me. His concert like across the world, across the world. Well, maybe in Africa he'll be a little tolerated.
I'm not sure. If you see what Africans are saying about him, Nigerians gone. Did you see what that Nigerian said?
Yes, I saw it. But when you look at other countries within the Latin America, within Europe, you get to see that now everybody is waiting for him.
They are waiting for him.
That's why I said.
And they are being vicious. Do you know what they are doing now? The Americans. They will. Some of them will go to the concerts. Then you see them talking. They'll totally ignore Bonner. Some will be sleeping. Some will be chatting. They just want to end him.
Absolutely.
And in some cases they don't even buy the tickets, and the halls are empty.
When the likes of Eminem started speaking, we know there's a problem. If a lot of us have been talking about litigation again, that you cannot sue Bonner because he's not an American citizen, but you can actually sue the company that actually brought him.
Oh.
Right. Those people that actually arrange the store, they're Americans, you can sue them and they're going to pay. Now imagine.
You know what this means? Sponsors are going to be
exactly nobody wants to do business with him.
That's what they'll do.
Anyway, and that is going to be a very big problem for him. See, I don't pity him because I would have expected immediately it happened, he would have actually jumped on it and used the opportunity to actually...
There was a lackadaisical apology at some point.
He felt... they are not
buying
I'm a Grammy Award winner. Well, and of course, the man who actually helped him get the Grammy, person of Didi, that he congratulated immediately got the... Didi, we did it. He made that tweet. Didi, we did it when he actually got... Didi is nowhere now. If
Didi is in jail.
Yes, if Didi
it's not a laughing matter. I'm not laughing that Didi is in jail, but hey,
he would have actually stepped in. He's got a very big followership. He's also one of the big boys in the industry. He would have helped him. Maybe not, if not really entirely helped.
Do you even think he pulls that kind of sway right now? I'm talking about Didi.
Didi would definitely. He might not do it directly, but he's got people, he's got contacts.
Yeah, but I'm saying, does he have that kind of influence in America of today right now, following his
incident,
battle and all? I'm not sure. But hey, we're going to...
Contacts.
Yeah, maybe.
Contacts.
As this matter unfolds, we'll keep you posted. Let's see how this happens for Burna Boy. Nigerians are also saying no love lost here. But then there are some diehard fans that will stand by him. On that note, we'll wrap it up. Big thanks to everyone who contributed to making the show a success from Monday till date. Appreciate it. Maximum respect. And for today, thanks so much to the incredible people in the MCR, PCR, social media. Thank you. And to you guys for watching, thank you for hanging out always with us. If you'd like to keep a date with Ikechukwu and I, same time, same station at the start of next week. Until then, enjoy yourself. I am Vivian Oguche. Bye for now.
Behind every broken desk lies a broken promise. Education shapes the nations. But who is asking the right questions? Introducing Edu Dialogue, the show that goes beyond the surface, exposes the cracks, the corruption, and the silence in Nigeria's education system. Edu Dialogue, Saturdays, 3 p.m., only on VOP TV. We break the biggest stories, from missing funds to policy failures. We ask the tough questions and demand real answers. Edu Dialogue, this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.
Join us as we drive into the world of politics through insightful interviews with prominent political figures, both serving and former governors, ministers, senators, legislators, party chieftains, activists, and analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging one-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.
I am Chukwuma Okoro.
Political Lens, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Join us. The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before. To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.